Cocoa prices dropped nearly 70%, so why is chocolate still more expensive? In 2024, drought and disease devastated cocoa farms. Supply improved, but consumers were already pulling back. Tariffs added another layer of cost. Companies locked in long-term contracts at higher prices. Some traded up, others traded down. Pricing strategies shifted by region. If customers keep paying, will prices really fall?
ツマンおじ今日のニュースを読みます。PBS Roses are red, violets are blue. If cocoa is cheaper, why isn't chocolate too? February 13, 2026. Cocoa prices have fallen nearly 70% since last Valentine's Day, but that won't make a heart-shaped boxes of chocolate or even chocolate Easter bunnies more affordable this year. Chocolate prices at U.S. retail store rose 14% between January 1st and the first weeks of February compared to the same period last year, according to a market research company, Data Assembly. This on top of a 7.8% increase for the same period in 2025. Europe has been an even steeper price increase. In Germany, chocolate prices rose 18.9% in 2025, according to government figures. Here's what caused the price of cocoa future to rise and then fall, and why that may not be reflected in the price customers are paying. Cocoa, climate and cost. Cocoa prices more than doubled in 2024 due to insufficient rainfall and crop disease in West Africa, which supplies more than 70% of world cocoa. Cocoa, which is made from dried beans of cocoa tree, is the main ingredient in both dark and white chocolate. Weather conditions have improved since then in Ivory Coast and Ghana, and the cocoa production is increasing in Ecuador and other countries, according to an analyst by J.P. Morgan. The resulting supply increase is one reason cocoa prices are coming down. But they are also dropping because the lower global demand, chocolate getting more expensive, have turned off consumers. So manufacturers have cut the amount of chocolate they use or shift to other products like gummy candies to keep prices in check, said Chris Costagli, a food thought leader at the market research company NIQ. In the U.S., annual retail sales of chocolate rose 6.7% in 2025 compared to the prior years, largely because of price increase, according to NIQ data. But the number of individual products sold was down 1.3% as consumers bought less chocolate overall. Tariff on trade. The Trump administration's tariffs were another reason U.S. chocolate prices increased last year. The administration put the tariffs averaging 15% on cocoa-producing countries last February, which raised the prices of U.S. cocoa imports, according to the U.S. Federal Reserve. In November, the administration removed the tariffs on cocoa and other commodities that can be grown in the U.S., including coffee, spices, and tropical fruit. But tariffs of 15% or more on products from the European Union, including chocolates, remains in place. What goes up may stay up. So far, declining cocoa prices haven't necessarily let the chocolate lover pay less. Costagli compared the situation to gas price. Even when the cost of oil goes down, prices at the pump don't immediately follow because the companies need to use up the oil they bought at a higher price. Chocolate makers like the Hershey Co., who have a long-term contract that may require them to pay more than current cocoa prices. The market also is volatile. Companies know that another bout of poor weather or surge in demand could make cocoa prices surge again. But Costagli said companies also watch sharper reaction to price. If the customer is still willing to pay the higher prices point, do we really take the price down? He said. Mondelez International, which owned chocolate brands like Oreo, Cadbury, and Toblerone, raised its prices by 8% globally in 2025 to counter higher cocoa costs. In Europe, the company hiked prices by even more and saw the significant decrease in the amount of its product sold. As a result, Mondelez lowered prices this year in same market, including the United Kingdom and Germany. We have learned that a certain price points are very important, and so we have adjusted already to put our products at the right price point. Mondelez chairman and CEO Dirk van der Put said during the February conference call with investors. Van der Put said Mondelez didn't plan immediate price cut in North America, where both its price increase and its sales volume losses were more moderate, trading up or down. Two segments of the chocolate market grew in the US last year, value brands and super premium brands, Costagli said. The expanded interest in higher-end chocolate may seem surprising if consumers balked at paying more for the Snicker bar or a pack of Reese's peanut butter cups. But the companies behind super premium lines like Ferrero Rocher, Justin, and Lindt Excellency were less aggressive about instituting cocoa-related prices increase, since their products already were more expensive. Costagli said, its mainstream chocolate maker like Hershey and Mars raised prices. Some customers decided they'd just spend a little more, he said. It's given the aspirational shopper the little push they need to trade up. If they wanted a better product, if they wanted better experience, better product characteristic, organic, fair trade, whatever it might be, Costagli said. In the flip side, value brand, think Whitman's or some store brand chocolate, or also sold more products in the US last year as price-conscious shoppers trade down from the mainstream brands. The savings you got by trading down is actually greater than it used to be, Costagli said. So from an aspirational perspective, it's easier to trade up. And from the financial insecure perspective, it saved you more to trade down. 以上です。